Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering, off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler videos, series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, we're officially getting to that point where it's warmer than I personally like. Yeah, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Excuse me. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, because you got to, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my PlayStation shirt with a couple little stains. I need to get those. Yeah, it's a cool design. I like it. I think I got this at Walmart or Target, one of the other ones. But yeah, this is the classic PS1. I'm a classic PS1 fan. I know that some people, kind of like to shit on that era and, really sort of take it as the PS2 really coming into it. And, yeah, I mean, the PS2 definitely took it and ran with it. But PS1 set it all up, man. A lot of the things that would go on to be, really popular and really help build the PS2 started on the PS1. And I've just always been a huge fan of it, man. I think it has an incredible library of games. I mean, when you're talking about, for me, I'm a big fan of, JRPGs. When you're talking about that, man, I'd put the PlayStation library up against any other library. Yes, even the Super Nintendo library. But if you ever want to talk about video games or whatever, hit me up in the comments section. Anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Yeah, so it's officially getting warmer now, which I know a lot of people like. Yay! I'm not a big fan of the hot weather, but it's still pretty reasonable. So I decided I'd go over there, drive out, grab myself some lunch. Where did I grab lunch from, though? Well, it's Thursday, and this particular establishment has a double points on Thursday deal, if you go through their app. I went out to, boom, Potbelly Sandwich Works. I just got through reviewing their garden vegetable soup. You can watch that if you're interested. I've also reviewed a whole bunch of stuff from them in the past, but they have something new. What is it, though? It happens to be, boom! This is their brand new, limited time even, the prime rib steak sub sandwich. Ooh. Which consists of tender sliced prime rib steak, as you do, Swiss cheese, house-made caramelized onions, garlic aioli, and I got it on multi-grain bread. Ooh. Now, folks, well, with this being a sub sandwich review, I do have to go over there and preface it with three things real quick here. For over 3 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches, be they chain locations, delis, the break room at my work. If there's a sub sandwich there to try, I'm trying it, I'm reviewing it, I'm posting it to my YouTube channel. But I'm such a nice guy, I don't just post it to my YouTube channel. That's where number 2 comes into play. I also go over there and I have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs, where I post all my sub sandwich reviews. Folks, at the time I'm doing this, I have over 200 sub sandwich reviews in that playlist. So there's plenty for you, okay? If you want sub sandwich review and goodness, but maybe you're greedy, maybe you want even more, all you have to do is wait until Sunday. Why? Because that's where number 3 comes into play. Sunday is SUBday. Sunday is the day when I go over there and upload my sub sandwich reviews, put them in that playlist I was just talking about. I have not missed a Sunday in over 3 years. But let's get to the sandwich. Oh, sandwich. I hope this is really good, because this is also my dinner, so. It's one thing if a review sucks, it's another thing if it sucks and it was what I was, all I ate all day. I mean, it's not the most impressive looking sub I've ever seen, but at the same time, let's get a thing for the thing. We'll kind of do it like that, maybe. Ha 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 ha! Alright. Let's give it a go. Prime rib is nice. That's probably nice. I mean, obviously, it's not like the greatest prime rib you're ever going to have, like from like a proper spot, but honestly, way better than I was expecting. And that's not a knock at Potbelly. I like Potbelly, and they do tend to be a little bit more high class. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this in my previous review. Since Potbelly is an Illinois-based business, this and my previous review are also going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots. Forgot about that. But no, the prime rib, really nice and tender, but also really meaty. You know, like it's that perfect sort of range where, you know, you don't want it to be so tender that it dissolves. You still want it to have a little bit of bite to it, you know, but you don't want it to be chewy. And it's like perfectly tender. Like they definitely got that down really nicely. As for the other elements, caramelized onions work really nice. If you watch my channel, you know I'm not a big onion guy, but I've become a convert to caramelized onions. So those are nice, giving it that nice little bit of earthiness, but also a little bit of sweetness. And then the garlic aioli works really nice with that as well. You know, it plays off the onions really nice. And of course, you know, garlic and meat works really well. So, yeah, it's really tasty. I also think the Swiss cheese was a nice choice. It melts really nice, and well, I'm not a big Swiss cheese guy in general. Melted Swiss cheese I like a lot. So, it works really nicely here. Yeah. I'm down with this. I'm a little impressed. Emphasis on a little. It's not like a holy shit amazing sandwich or anything, but it definitely has exceeded my expectations. And I mean, really, it's fairly simple flavors that all pair well together. It's just about going over there and executing them properly. And I think that's what they did here. I think the caramelized onions are done really well. Again, I think that prime rib is genuinely cooked really nicely. And you're getting enough of it that you're really getting to enjoy the flavor and even the texture of it. And then again, just, you know, garlic aioli, Swiss cheese. That's a good sandwich. I'm down with that. That is a tasty, tasty sandwich. All that said, though, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, yes and yes. I think there's no reason for me to not get this one again. I would, in fact, go as far as to say I wouldn't put it in the upper echelon of sandwiches I've had from Potbelly, but I'd put it maybe like a tier below that. You know, I like Potbelly, but it can be just a little bit hit or miss when it comes to, you know, like I've had some sandwiches from them where I was not terribly impressed, but by and large, they're pretty stalwart, and, you know, I know that I'm going to get, you know, at least a decent sandwich from them. But every now and again, they really do surprise me and put out something that's got a little extra to it. And I feel like that's the case with this. And that's why I think for me, you know, it's tasty. I'm sure it's going to be a limited time item. But I would get it again. It's a good sandwich. Now, if I'm recommending it, I would say yeah. I mean, I would just say keep in mind, you know, you got to be realistic. Because, yeah, Potbelly, although they are a little bit more of an upscale chain, they're still a chain. You know, it's not going to be as good as if you know, got like a deli equivalent or something like that. But for being a chain sandwich, and a prime rib chain sandwich, and genuinely it works, that's worth checking out. You know, I don't think it's going to be the best thing you've ever had or anything, but, like, it's a good sandwich, and, you know, I would even go as far as to say it's good even slightly beyond, like, chain sandwich. You know? Like, it's not vastly outside of it, but, like, this is a sandwich that I could grab and not think, oh, that's a chain sandwich. It's like, no, this is a well-put-together sandwich. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have yourselves a truly prime rib-tastic rest of your life, because prime rib is so good. Oh, I love some prime rib. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your take on prime rib? I mean, I would imagine a good many people like it, but obviously, you have vegetarians, vegans, and, just people in general who don't like it. But for those who do, for those who partake, where would you rank it, on like all-time great meats? I mean, it's got to be up there, man. I'd put it, again, kind of like this sandwich. If not in the upper echelon, certainly just right below it. Because prime rib is just fantastic. But anyway,